practice for this. And that. And everything else I got going on. I don't know anymore. I must have got lost. I got lost. I must have got lost. Oh, somewhere down the line. Alright, let's fucking do this. I'm pretty sure I've already done this, but we'll do it again. And, load the R5. Load that shit. And work my magic. Might as well show my magic if I can, right? Can I put it on the screen? See, yes, I can. Look at that. Is that gonna block all my shit?
I can hear you now. Hi,
Hey,
sorry.
no, you're good. I'm live on YouTube. I don't like streaming on Discord because it takes up a lot of resources and I lose a lot of FPS, but I'm
That's
live
valid.
and I'm actually in the QRT server. I saw your comment about Silverstone and figured I could help you find 3 or 4 seconds.
3 or 4? Jesus, that's a
Yeah,
bit favorable.
yeah. I mean, you should be around 2 minutes flat, if not under.
You think so?
That's what I do. I'm trying to hit a 59 with race pace. Yeah.
You think I can do that though?
I
Genuinely.
mean, you're already faster than me at Nordschleife.
I mean, yeah, but I've known the Nords for years.
True, true,
I've raced that place longer than I can even remember.
true. Um, and you said you had the S4 set up. You should. There should be a
I,
S. There should be an S5.
there's an S5? Did I miss that? Hold on, let me
I don't know.
check.
I'm actually. I'm combining the two right now. Um, doing my little magic trick, and then I'll send it to you. And
Oh, that was the dumbest. I assume you saw that with me in the McLaren. How I
yes,
just
I did.
put some. I said it in chat. I tried to race like these things are ARCA cars, and the minute I did, I was like, "Wait a minute! You can't just rub and race in these things. This is a much cleaner racing series." And I ate shit. I absolutely deserved any penalty they hit me with. I absolutely deserved. That was
What
the
sir,
dumbest thing I've
were
ever
you
done.
just in a beginner public server?
This is the Box One Racing GT3 Rookie Sprint. I'm trying to get my safety rating up, but I
Oh,
just
you're
keep
doing
doing
LFM.
stupid. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I keep doing stupid shit like that, and it's just like, oh, what am I doing?
Yeah. I'm surprised there's actually people on. It's fucking 11 o'clock.
It's not. It's surprisingly good. It was like 24 people. It was a single
That's
split,
awesome.
but good for me because I like to drive late.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the downside about LFM. I can't usually get a race this late.
I don't know. I guess I'm just lucky.
What was I doing? Oh yeah, I'm totally lost. E5, S5. All right. So look at this. We change a couple of things.
Definitely a fun race though. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, no,
I was super worried.
Zolder's a great track.
God. I've always loved Zolder. I was for the whole, like for the past few days. For the past few days, I was super worried. That was like, oh, Nordschleife is so fun in the Porsche. I bet Silverstone's gonna be ass. But I just got in. It's like, oh no, it's still the Porsche. This is still fun.
Mm-hmm. So true.
Which car you said, or which server you said you on?
I'm in the QRT server.
QRT
If you search 0755, it's
zero
the
seven
it's the
five five.
practice server for the endurance.
So what's the password?
Uh, believe it's 3 letters. I believe it's just QRT.
I don't have an RGB keyboard. I need to turn on my light.
Uh, Let me.
Okay, as a security.
Oh, now the whole world knows it. No, I'm just kidding. My, oh,
Okay. Yeah, definitely fun race, and I learned a lot. But the first incident where I was breaking on the inside and I smacked it back in the car, that was, I refuse to believe that was on me. I braked, that guy braked so early. He turned in, he did not check his wheel. I take no blame.
so you need the updated setup for starters.
Do I? Yeah, I only have SO4 here, or SR4.
Where is? I don't know why I'm so fucking lost tonight. Holy shit. I'm gonna put it in the setups. There it is. QRT endurance setups. Load that shit. Where are we? Silverstone, right? And send to compress. Do 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 do. And then send that shit to you. All right. Loading, loading. Is it gonna come back and tell me it's too big? No, there it is.
Hey. I was in a 22 megabyte file. It's a fucking JSON.
It's got no. It's all of them. It's the whole. It's got the Motec and
Holy Jesus.
yeah.
Oh, the Motec files are just doing off of.
And it's got all 5 versions and the LFM version and a wet version.
And.
So what was I doing? I'm doing this traction. The electronics are the same. The tires are the same. I'm just comparing the E to the safe and kind of finding something in the middle, like I like to do. I'll get rid of that.
What? Oh, SR5 is way different. Look,
Yeah,
brake wise was quite a bit forward.
we should be practicing on brakes too, right? Because this is a 10-hour race.
Correct.
All right.
We just got one brake pad, nice and simple.
All right.
The brakes will be fine by the end of the race. Even at I'm pretty sure this is considered a brake heavy track now. Or am I wrong? I don't know.
All right. So there's some major differences in the mechanical grip section and 4-click difference in the rear on the arrow. Other than that, everything is the same. Yeah, it goes. So
Holy.
if you're on the safe, you're running 66. If you go to the E, it's 70.
Fuck me.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So there's rear anti-roll bar on the E is 3, safe is 1. I'll throw that at 2.
What? That's insane.
Right, so I'll throw that at 2. Preload diff is 90 and 110. I'll throw that at 100. You know what I mean? I just that's how I start. I
That's
compare
fair.
I compare the two, I mash them together, and then I go out with my little fucking thing that tells me oversteer and understeer and tire pressures, and I see what it does. And I'm usually pretty lucky, and I don't change much.
I find that it just gets the worst of both worlds. I personally just like to raw dog it.
Well,
Like
before
I
I
just
was
send all the
either
sliders in one direction.
yeah, well, I mean, before that was the whole reason why I bought the setups. I think I told you that was because I had no idea what I was doing, and being able to compare a safe and an eSport setup was helping me understand which way to go with the sliders.
That's probably especially in HCC. The thing is, I know how to do setups for like actual cars, but I know HCC has a very meta setup sort of
Oh
strat.
shit, get this. Are you on the safe setup or the E setup?
SO5 or SR5.
Yeah, so your brake power is only at 95.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's you have ABS.
Mm-hmm.
What's that's so
I don't know.
stupid.
I honestly don't know what they were thinking with this one. Like I said, there's some major differences in the mechanical grip section.
What the? I've never seen that before. Also, why would you put brake rest to 50? Like then 24-hour one, arguably way harder to drag track. They have it at like 49 too.
I have no idea.
I'm just gonna bring it all the way back. Like I want to be able to brake within a
So
fucking like The
I'm
same
gonna
pestle here.
go up to 23 with this. I'm gonna go down to 32 with this. Alright, that's mashed. And we leave that there. So same thing with the anti-roll bar on the front. You're on 6, the E is 3. Would you
Three.
yeah. Well, 3
Holy
that's just
shit.
that's a lot of fucking movement back and like it's gonna bite. So I'm gonna try it on 5, and if it feels like it's pushing, it can go to 4. And then brake bias will go to 49 or 48.6. Leave the steer. You're also on 16 steering ratio, not 15.
What the? Oh, that's why it feels so weird.
Yeah,
Because SR4 was on 15.
yeah. That's
Oh, I hate this. Can I just go back to SR4? This is fucking miserable.
go to try. If you just want to do a couple of laps, go try the ER05.
ER05, got it. I just hit quit instead of return to garage. All right. I'm very clever.
I'm trying to think and talk at the same time. That never works for me. We'll go up 2 with that. Might not need to go up
ER05.
down
God, it's a literally different looking car from the fucking setup screen. What the fuck?
one.
So weird. Yeah, it's making 95% brakes. Like, what?
Yeah,
Why?
and then we go down 2 on that.
Cars have ABS up the wazoo and are like insane on the brakes. Why? Why? The shipment for like pad players? And why is it a fucking like an esports pack?
And we're
Spending
looking.
money on a setup, so you better be off a goddamn pad by now. Like,
Yeah, I honestly don't know why this setup is so much different than the E. It's usually not
I would
that.
honestly just disregard it. Like SR4 was good. SR5 just felt weird, and it's just the setup. It's like no, just don't even listen to it. Honestly,
It could be different people setting them up too.
maybe I have no idea. It's just weird.
You never know. I mean, unless you really do the research and dive into it, I just buy the setup and go with it. It just saves me the hassle of worrying about it.
Personally, I've always found it fun to work on a setup for a race, but no one does that because I was just like, spend $20 free, done. It's like, man,
I wanted to when I first started until I realized that in order to do that, you really have to understand the state of the game, and in order to understand the state of the game, you have to fucking follow um, the patch notes and everything and all the different changes. And I really don't want to
yeah,
waste my time with all that.
yeah. Again, since this game is not actually setups, you're not making a setup for a car, you're making a setup for ACC, so it's just not as fun.
Well, back when we used to play Gran Turismo, and I first started doing the whole team thing, we used to argue all the time about setup stuff because there was a couple of guys that had real world car knowledge, and they would try to apply it, but it really didn't apply.
See, that's me. Like I keep saying, like I see an issue with the car, and my brain just like telling me to do one thing, but it's like no, just max out the toe or max out the bump and it fixes it. It's like what?
Yeah,
No, you can't
and
just
to
do that.
anybody that has real world knowledge, that's like, no, that doesn't make any sense at all. Why would you do that?
That's exactly my problem because I'm looking to do that and realize that it's not useful like setup experience. I just don't pay attention to it anymore.
So when is this race? Not this Saturday, but the Saturday after, right?
Correct.
All
Or
right.
Sunday. I believe it's Saturday, but I don't
I
know.
think it's the 27th. So we still got 10 days.
Yeah, I'm still her track as a quarter as simple.
So who's going to be available besides you and I? Is Goto set up with his move and
Gatto is very much up in the air, and honestly, he's excused, all things considered.
yeah, yeah,
Like me and him chatted quite a bit. The story is insane.
okay.
Like
Are
that's
you and I doing a
he,
10-hour race by ourselves?
I'm down, honestly. I've always been like for an endurance races. I've always had hella good endurance anyway. Like I love driving, so if the car's good to drive and like I just enjoy the track, which is currently what's happening.
Did he
I like I'll.
ever lock down Luke?
No, I have no idea.
He said something about adding him to the Discord, and then I never saw him get added. So I have no
I have
idea either.
no. Yeah, no.
I'll
I'll.
I'll shoot Luke a message and see if Gato reached out to him.
Again, I God was probably intending to do it, and then everything happened, and now,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, life before video games, of course.
it's probably not a bad idea that I do it because God did temporarily put me in charge, in His own words. So,
Well, he had asked me right before everything happened if I knew Luke, and I was like, I mean, I've raced with him. He'd definitely be a good pickup. He's like, yeah, well, he's on. I'm gonna add him to the team page. I'm like, oh, okay, great.
I'll give him a ring. I raced, engineered, and like talked with him a ton back in 2023 and 2022. Like I was, he's he's an interesting sort because he's a fantastic sprint and qualifying driver, but endurance he just pushes the car way too much.
Uh,
Like in real life, if you got in the car, you'd notice it's like 3 degrees hotter than it usually is, just because he pushes it insanely hard. Which for video games doesn't matter too much, but it's terrifying to watch someone go an hour straight pushing like crazy, super risky everything
yeah.
with completely unnecessary. That's one of our main frustrations with him. It's like, dude, you're
Well,
risking our
this
entire
isn't.
race constantly.
This is you. You mainly play Assetto Corsa, right? You just
Instead, of
jump
course,
on
in
this for.
iRacing has been my main two, but I'm getting back into ACC as like a serious thing because that's how I've always seen ACC. It's the serious one. It's the one you concentrate and focus and work towards.
That's what I like about it. It really does force you to.
Oh yeah,
You
and that's
can't
why I
just
play
jump.
it because no one in AC is doing it, and iRacing is fucking iRacing.
Well, it's like tonight. I didn't even notice you were on, and I didn't notice what you had said about Silverstone until I kind of got bored. I'm practicing for 3 races that are all like one-off off-season shit. I totally forgot about this.
That's good to know. I'll see if I can
Yeah, ping
fucking
if you
stir the pot a little
if you
bit.
see me on, feel free to ping me. If you
Will
like
do.
want to run laps to work on this. I don't know if it's yeah, it comes up different as like whether or not green dot or the picture of the phone when I'm on, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so if it's a green dot, I'm most likely driving.
sweet.
Or napping and the game's just on in the background. It's 50-50 on that one.
Also, ER4 on a lot more. It's a lot more pointy. Like I turn it turns like a lot better.
I gotta remember I'm carrying 100 liters here.
Yeah, every time I drive, like it's especially because I drive a lot of iRacing. That's like my main game out of for like fun. That and Assetto Corsa. Since I exclusively do ovals, you never push. Like only in a qualifying lap do you 100% push on tires, but you never do outside of that. So
Yeah,
my instinct is to not push. It's like, oh, there's more tire there, but I'm not going to use it
my buddy
because there's
Wheeler
literally
was
no point.
saying he really enjoyed it up until the last update, and he went from an A to a C just because he really didn't pick up the new tire model real quick
What is this for
for
iRacing?
iRacing ovals. Yeah,
Who is this?
he was doing really good. My buddy Wheeler,
Oh,
he kind of switched over, and I lost touch with him a little bit. But he got really focused on the ovals, was trying to go semi-pro, and was doing really well. And then they put the update up, and he went from an A to a C. He was like, "Oh, what the fuck!"
see, I don't
It
do it
killed him.
hyper serious. I've never even done an open setup race. I just do fixed and just have fun. Because iRacing is where a lot where I focus on my racecraft mostly.
That's fair.
It's like I don't like I want to do well. I want to push. I want to learn. I don't want to sweat. I don't want to fucking try and win money. Like that's that's for ACC. I apply that to ACC.
See,
Civic course
I'm
is
torn on that
purely
one. I
fun
could
though.
go with, I enjoy the adrenaline rush, but I like the fucking grind that you need to practice in order not to fucking lose your cool during a race.
See, I've done enough ovals. Like I've been doing ovals. Like ovals and rally are the thing I've been doing the longest. So those things are completely natural to me.
Right on.
Like
I,
I have sometimes when anytime I get in a car and I know its
woohoo.
tires aren't really meant to be like sticky, I just immediately want to slide it because it's like I'm so good at it. Just because I've done it was the first thing I drove. I don't recommend doing DR2 as your first sim, by the way. It caused so many bad habits. It took me years to shake off, but you know.
No, Gran Turismo is the one that causes the bad habits.
Oh yeah, the
I
physics are
think
just completely fucked.
Rally was actually keeping me straight.
I know. I think it's my instinct was to not be straight.
I just re-downloaded Dirt Rally.
Oh, it's so good. I love DR2, dude. The rallycross mode, I've said this before, but it's second to none. Second to
Well,
none.
that's exactly why I re-downloaded it, because fucking WRC doesn't have it, and I was kind of fucking leaning for yeah. So I can't even fucking think right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was itching for it.
We should since you have it and you're in an itch for it, and I just love it anyway. We should totally once God gets his wheel back, we should get like We Already. I don't know if We Already's on the server, but we just get everyone to because you can play that shit on pad and you're equally as fast just because the cars are like literally so easy to drive in the best way.
Yeah, that's something that I've never like. I've always wanted that game that's designed around a wheel and that pad players can't play.
That's ACC. Like yeah, you could
No,
technically
there's
play
a
it on a
lot.
pad, but
Well, yeah, actually, you're probably right there. There's ACC's a bitch to play on a pad.
oh yeah,
There's a
that and
big argument on
iRacing.
LMU about the assists, and
Huh.
I kind of stopped getting into the argument when somebody pointed out this guy that plays on a keyboard and has something attached to his head so that he can shift with his neck. He's disabled. Oh, he's disabled. So he drives with
Oh,
he drives with the keyboard. His what the hell? Oh,
I thought
the steering is the mouse, I think. The
dude, that's
throttle and
kind of rad.
the throttle and the brake is the keyboard, which sits in his lap, and he pushes. Or what the hell was it? Yeah, but he doesn't go side to side with the mouse. He goes front to back.
That's fucking rad.
And
I
I
thought he was
can't.
just doing that because he was trying to be like more tactical or more this or that. But
No,
no,
the
that's just
first
fucking
time I
awesome.
watched him, I'm pretty sure he's German. I can't think of his name right now. I wish I could off the top of my head. I'm so fucking stupid lately. My head is just blank.
I
I have a
feel that.
hard time having conversations sometimes. But if it pops into my yeah, the first time I watched him, I'm watching his head. Like I could tell that he's got a disability, and I could see him dipping his head forward and then bobbing his head back. And I'm like, is that like just a nervous twitch? And then I realized it was in sync with the fucking transmission. I'm like, no fucking way. He's shifting with his
That's
head.
awesome. That's so fucking cool. I need to stop braking so early. I forget this is a Porsche sometimes. I was 4 tenths up on a 202 5 lap, so that would have been like a 202 flat, maybe a sub 202. For race, and this is on race trim, by the way. I'm pushing a decent amount. I'm not burning the tires. I'm just pushing.
Yeah, I mean that's what we're doing laps for is endurance.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't practice quali. I see guys go out and do fucking hot laps over hot laps for an hour, and then they get into the race and crash, crash, crash.
Yeah, exactly. There's no like you designate one person to practice the quali for like half an hour, twice. They get a decent lap in, and then you focus on the race, and no
Yep,
one cares. Because if it's a fucking 10 hour, it barely matters. Like it matters for avoiding early wrecks, and that's it. Like get good enough that you're ahead of the morons, and then it doesn't matter.
right.
And just have a decent start, and then literally all of it can go away.
That's all luck of
Like
the draw. I mean, that's shit. Really, you either get shit luck or good luck. And from my experience on that first lap, anything can happen.
yeah. especially in ovals. That's one. Ovals is one of the few times you actually do want to practice quality because a lot of time it does make or break your race,
Yeah.
and also you don't want to be
And
ahead of.
qualies are
Like on
so
the
tight in ovals, like
a super
hundredths of a
speedway
second.
doesn't matter. Does
Oh
not
shit.
matter. Short tracks absolutely matters, and then intermediates very much matters as well.
All
The
right.
short tracks is just about passing, and it's so difficult to pass. On the intermediate, it's about tires and fuel, and on the super speedway, it's just about fucking luck. It's so much fun. This week, kind of upsettingly, this week for the Gen 4 series, which is the like funnest oval car in the game, basically, is fucking Talladega.
Nice.
So it's just like I don't want to race that.
Oh, is it restrictor plates and fucking
I don't know if they have
just
restricted plates, but they're
mayhem?
like 600. It's Gen 4 cars, so think of like 2006, 2004 cars, which are fun, but it's at Talladega, so the speeds are like 210 in the pack. And super speedway racing on iRacing in general is always fucking miserable because everyone's just a moron,
Oh,
no matter what you do. Like, if you get a buddy and you know how to bump draft properly, then it's fun. But I don't have anyone to do that with. Like Felipe mocks or
I
God mocks fucking ovals relentlessly.
I could probably hook you up with my buddy Wheeler.
Maybe, but again, I'm just here for the fun. I'm not here to pro, so I'm not even driving.
I mean, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Pretty well for me it is, but a lot of people take it super seriously,
You
and it's
should
just
see the
like,
sim rig he bought. All right, you're not familiar with obviously the Rowdy Burns name, right? Where I got
no,
you're not familiar with the movie. Okay, Russ Wheeler is Rowdy Burns' rival in the or Cole Trickle's rival in the movie. Cole Trickle takes Rowdy Burns' spot in the car. It's a great movie. You got to watch it. But Russ Wheeler drives the number 18 Hardee's car, yellow and blue,
hell yeah,
and my buddy basically built his rig around that car.
that's fucking
It's
awesome.
all themed. He found a fucking mobile base that's like 700 pounds. So it's like a old
It's,
school motion rig, but it's like a new school rig on top of an old school arcade base, if you kind of follow me.
that's what the fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. He wouldn't tell anybody what he was doing for like 3 months. He's like,
And
no,
he comes out with the most insane shit ever.
this could either be genius or fucking you're all gonna laugh at me, so I'm not gonna say anything until it's done. And it's fucking mint. He just dropped the fucking monitor that I want onto it, the 45-inch
That's my main
LG.
problem. I don't want to get a rig because, like, I like this. I'm the perfect distance away from this monitor, but if I go much further, it starts to get small, and I hate it.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at your view on your when you were live on when I was watching earlier. Just kind of the difference of what you're seeing versus what I'm seeing. It makes me realize why I used to drive on the bumper cam on Gran Turismo sitting on the couch from 10 feet away.
Yeah, you just can't see anything.
Well, if you, I just found a new field of view calculator the other day, and it actually like draws a picture of where the TV would be and what you're seeing, and it shows it gives you a good idea of why it's so important. And it really is
Also,
like
the
you're
twin
looking.
door effect is a big thing.
Yeah, it's like you're looking. I try to explain it to people. It's like you're looking out a window, and depending on how, like, you can't change the size of the window, you can't change the size of what's going on outside. All you can change is your distance to the window. And if you get closer to the window, you see more. So if you're using a small monitor really, really far away, I mean, you'd be lucky if you even see the windshield.
Yeah, that's why, like the next, I'm still trying to really figure out like what I want to do with my setup in general. Like GPU is fine for now. CPU is getting there. RAM is old already because everyone's just all what's pissing me off is all bunch of the game developers are like, oh, everyone has fast RAM. Let's make the games rely on fast RAM. So if you don't have DDR5, you're just fucked. Like it's so shit.
Yeah, I was talking to my buddy, Sam Wheeler, about the upgrade that I was talking to you about, just getting a second opinion and trying to understand it a little bit better. And he's like, yeah, you're probably better off upgrading your motherboard so that you can just future proof and grab DDR5 at some point.
Future proofing memory is just impossible, and not just don't even worry about it. Like you upgrade and you upgrade. That's the only thing you do with memory.
Well, I'm on DDR4. And after talking to you, I was like, the whole fucking channel thing, dual channel, and it's still driving me nuts. Why would the manufacturer put 4 sticks of 8 gig into a pre-built if it's better to use 2 sticks in the first channel or the first slot and the third slot?
It's not directly better. It's just more stable.
Oh,
Like
okay.
technically, there's a tiny amount of performance in consumer chips by going 4 channel or twin channel, but it's just completely meaningless.
Okay.
Because unless you have a 16 core 32 thread chip and you're doing like server workloads, so like AI generative fucking rendering stuff like that, you're never gonna make use of those extra channels of
Okay.
memory.
So I'm fine running the 4.
So you can get 4x8, which is gonna then be 32, or you could get just 2x16. In game performance, it won't make a difference.
Okay.
Just most people just get 2x16. A for simplicity, B for reliability, and C it's more stable usually just because there's less things to worry about. Like
Well, yeah, I was reading about the whole daisy chain and how it works and why 2 is better than 4 in that aspect. But the only thing I do is game and stream. Like I'm not running all
exactly.
kinds of stuff.
So it's just you're never gonna be able to like use those extra channels. It's just meaningless.
Good to know.
Like if you decided to start a AI cloud network server hosting on your computer or sort of Minecraft server for whatever fucking reason, yeah, get 4 channels. But to my knowledge, you don't have any plans for that.
Right. No. Nope, the only thing I'm worried about is AC Evo coming out and having fucking minimum requirements that I can't handle. But
Oh, you'll be
I
fine.
should, I was gonna
It's
say
those
I should be
minimum
fine for a couple
requirements.
of years.
It's those minimum requirements. It's minimum requirements for the game to look good and still run fine.
Right.
Because minimum requirements to make the game run, which is just like limping along, and there's requirements to make the game actually look good and run. Like Elden Ring is a good example. Like minimum requirements for the game is not bad, but requirements for the game to run at 60 FPS consistently at like any fucking graphic settings is insane, especially in the DLC area.
I don't know what happened to this game, but I noticed today, and I just noticed while I was watching a replay, like all the ghosting is gone. I had a major fucking graphics card update this
Yeah, I
morning.
noticed that.
I had a graphics card update this morning, and I decided to do a fresh install. So I wasn't sure if it was because it reset all my fucking settings that I had been fucking with, and this is how it's supposed to look.
That's the thing. This install of ACC I've had for years and years. I fucked with the settings to high hell and back. It's I just got on. The ghosting is so much less. I go third person, almost non-existent.
Yeah, that's what I was in. I was in the camera behind the car watching, and I sped the fucking camera up to 8 times just to see if I could
Nothing.
create ghosting. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like this is beautiful.
I know. That's like it was so ugly for so long, and now it's just gone. Like the Italians finally figured out how to fix their video game.
I'm wondering if it has something to do with the DLSS or the anti-assailing.
I don't know. Again, I have not touched my settings ages. I set it to full screen and windowed. Like I set the resolution just because it was bugged when I relaunched it a fucking year later.
Are you on AMD or
This is a 3070.
NVIDIA? Okay.
3070 with a. Here's the thing: that my monitor has
Well, that's what I'm
FreeSync
wondering if it was
Premium.
something with the NVIDIA update.
I don't know because my car's gotten so many driver updates since I last used it, so it's impossible to say. All right, that's enough. I'm sweating to death.
Yeah, I should take a look at my tire pressures and see what that's looking like. my my
Mine are
rear.
pretty much spot on.
I noticed the brake ducts front were 3 and rear was 6, and
Yeah.
the like I'm not holding any temp in the rear brakes.
Yeah, the
The
rears are
tire
just
the
not warming
pressures
up
are
and the
fine.
fronts are getting hot. I don't know why, but yeah. ER5 or was he using ER5? Probably. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The safe
ER5,
is the
that
one
was
that
very
safe is
good.
the one that has the brake power down.
It, it was actually using and it was actually using uh, a lot of the brakes because it went to 48, which I didn't even know you could do. I wasn't 100% sure if it's just a linear scale, like the further you go back, the more braking performance you get. I thought at a certain point you're just not using enough of the fronts, but apparently not. So that's good. That's good to know because the car was perfectly stable under braking for me. Like I expected it to be so much worse, but no, it was fine.
One thing that I've found about the Porsche is you want to go at like if you're starting on 100 liters, about every 20 25 liters you want to go lower with the rear brakes because
I started at 48, so by
yeah,
the end of that, it would be
I've run as low
47
as
four.
45.6.
Fucking hell! I didn't even know you could do that in this game.
If you've got no fuel in the tank and you're at 50, your front end just dips when you hit the brakes
Oh, that's terrifying.
because it lifts so much when you're burning off fuel.
Right.
You have to compensate with the brakes, so you got to drop them to the rear.
Right. 202 on a. Hold on. Try if you wouldn't mind. Next lap, just push 100% because you're on the race thing, or like 100-ish%. Like not the quality, but pushing in the race. I want to see if you can beat my time.
Oh, I didn't even realize you.
Yeah, I'm 2 tenths up,
All right.
surprisingly. And I was doing like consistently 2026, 2027.
I'm just driving. I can't fucking drive and talk at the same time.
Oh no, yeah.
I'm a half a second up right now on the back straight,
Oh yeah. Okay,
going
I'll
by
shut
the
up
other
for this
paddock.
next lap. You. Oh, you take way more turn there. Wow, I just realized you can get way on the curb there. You kept it in fifth even. Holy shit.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, you just lift and turn.
See, I was braking and hitting fourth to
That's
get that
why I
turn.
wanted to jump in here with you. I've done a couple of races. I don't know this track very well, but I have done couple of races here recently, and I know that my times like I want to be around 2 minutes flat, 2:01 race pace.
Jesus. Race pace. Okay. I thought I was doing fine. We got that. All right, this lap push. I will just shut up. I want to see what you can do.
I just lost a half a second there. Gotcha. Not by much, but I got it.
Yeah, so if you incorporate half that sec, okay. So if I start doing high 201s, I'll be happy. I
Yeah,
have a second to find a consistent
pros are
one.
doing 57s, 58s.
I'm not worried about doing twos. I mean, I'm not too worried about doing two flats. If I'm able to do it, I can do it. If not,
Um, I need to go up 5 in the front. 7. Leave the rear the way it is. That needs to go down 1 click. And it's saying we can get through an hour and 96. An hour plus 1 lap is 96 liters.
we know what the does if A has a drive stint limit and B how long it is.
I don't know. You guys have done a couple, what, 3 races so far?
I haven't done any of the fucking races. I have no idea.
Hmm. I thought I was looking at the results. The team's in 12th and with 3 finishes.
I was signed up, but that's not me. I don't know.
Hmm.
Don't look at me. I don't know what I'm doing. I just work here.
Yeah, we're just drivers. Where's the
Is
engineer?
it
Fuck.
SimGrid?
Yeah, SimGrid.
Okay, hold on, let me fucking.
103 is a good start. I'm gonna stick with that. Stick with that. We'll save that. 24, 27. All right. I'm gonna put the quali setup on.
QRT Endurance Championship.
Quali's got TC on 0. Fuck that. Uh,
Stint timer. Oh, here we go. Oh, it changes from event to event. So 4 hour is 40 minutes, 6 hours, 40, blah, 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 blah.
oh,
Changes
interesting.
every 5 minutes, every 2 hours. For 10 hours, it's 55 minutes. We're doing 11 stints.
Good to know.
Huh. Very good to know. So we can actually underfield the car quite a bit. It's going to be quite a light car.
Yeah, the setup we were just running had it starting with 103.
We'll probably only need like 90, and even that's probably pushing it.
It's 93 I think is going to be an hour. My calculator's saying I have it set for 60 minutes plus a lap, and it's saying 96 liters.
90, yeah, so we can probably run around 90 for 55, give or take. Interesting. That's a very interesting stint timer rule. Because the 24 will then have 70 minutes.
I'm gonna go.
How many laps is that? Because that's relevant to
Oh,
the
geez, I
Nords,
have
because it's the
no
laps.
idea.
I think it's like 9 laps. Uh, 8, 9 laps.
This thing's gonna be squirrely as fuck. All right, let's see what that does. It's still gonna be loose. I've noticed
Yeah, I was like,
some of these esports setups have the rear toe at -0.1. It's fun.
yeah,
That
negative toe is kind of a
oh,
standout
I
feature
don't
of
mind a
races.
little bit, but fuck, -0.1, -0.02 is like max. I'd rather go zeros.
Honestly, I like the car. I'm happy to like change it if need be, but I'm also very, very happy with what it is currently.
I'll have to give it a try just the way that it is. I always forget to do that. It's like, oh yeah, you bought this
That's
setup, you might as well try it the way the pros set it up. I always look at it and
there's
think I know what I need to do to it, or
That's
Well,
what like. Anytime I see the setup, it's like this looks awful, but I'm gonna drive it first.
I gotta start doing that.
And there's usually a lot of the time I'm right, but I also see what they were doing. So it's
Well, yeah,
like
you should see how it feels before you change anything.
exactly.
I never save over the base, the original. I always keep that as a something to go back to. Holy shit.
Your tires. Thinking about your tires.
It's quality setup. I'm just warming them up.
Oh right. It's sky racing.
First lap, just getting some heat into them.
Oh shit! Whoa! What?
What happened?
I don't know how or why, but apparently I can do the 1 hour Nordschleife sprints now. I don't know how, but I
In
guess I
10
can.
minutes?
The next one's in 1 hour and 10 minutes, but I can do it now.
Are there what?
I don't know. I didn't know. Apparently, I have the credentials now.
Oh. You
Not the M2
you
Cup.
got your
The
license?
20. I got a license. I don't know. I don't even know. I was driving like a dunce in the past like 5 races I did in LFM, and somehow there's like, yeah, sure, here's a license. I think I just. I think I was. What happened was since there was so. Whenever I drove, there was like a total of 20 drivers. I kept scoring super high with like people with way higher like LFM rating, whatever it's called, I rating
Yep.
equivalent. So I just the game was like, oh wow, you're incredible. Here's like 20,000 points, even though they just kept wrecking. And I just kept her on the track enough. Like only that was like that LFM race where I crashed to the McLaren. That was the biggest incident I've had since I got back into sim racing, like 2 weeks ago. Like I've not had a single other incident with a driver where I was at fault like that. It's like I don't know why they gave it to me, but I can do that now.
That's better. And now I'm gonna lose it all in the last hairpin.
I believe in you. Hit the brakes properly. Oh, god damn. What's crazy is God is going to be doing lap times like that consistently for an hour straight.
No, it's nuts.
The aliens are truly alien, dude.
I mean, I'm a good 3 seconds off alien time on every track.
I mean, yeah, but I don't. It's never even worth your time to compare to aliens, and I've never once. I
No,
used to,
you know what
and
I
that's why I
like?
was so slow.
You know what I like comparing my times to? Real road
Come on.
qualifying times.
That's see, I find with this game you just can't do that anymore. It's been so min maxed to hell. Like the cars are driven so differently. It's not as bad as like iRacing at a certain point, but like it's not great.
What was it? LMU, I think it was. Yeah, LMU. I was fucking thrilled when I went out, jumped on Spa in the Toyota, did a couple of laps, and was like, huh, I wonder what a good time here is in the fucking hypercar. And I was 3/10 under the real world qualifying time last year.
Yeah, damn. I mean, last year, cars actually last year and this year are pretty similar in pace. Not like
It
super
was
fast, but
it
decently
was like
close.
the race 3 weeks prior to when I did it. So when it like it was the last race, not last year's race.
Okay, goddamn, goddamn.
I think the qualifying was 2:03.8. I ran a 2:03.4.
It's pretty fucking good.
2:03 at Spa is scary.
Yeah, I think like you were telling me about it. How it's just how like
You just get out there and you get into a zone and you don't realize how fast you're actually fucking going.
I know.
How much
Imagine
grip
doing
you
that in a
have
fucking
going through a
F1
Rouge
car.
is just insane. Oh my goodness, this thing just wants to fucking turn as soon as you touch the brakes.
I know, I love it. I love rotate. The thing is, in ovals, especially like short tracks, like not the shortest tracks like Martinsville, but like Dover, let's say. You really want to be able to get good on the brakes, so you want the brake balance really far back. But the car is super slidey on brakes. Like if you hit the brakes too much and too long, immediately it wants to spin on you, just because the oval setups are naturally loose. So I've through that I've learned how to be good on the brakes super well.
I just went one click to back to the rear from 47 to 46.8, and just that feels a shitload more stable.
August has $100 shipping. God damn it.
Yeah,
Oh, on it.
lift and coast. No, I'm gonna run out of fuel.
Oh no.
That's qualifying setup. I added 2 liters. I don't know why. I think I already had enough for 5 laps. I should. I don't know. Oh.
My computer puts out so much heat. That's one of my main problems. I need to like get a piece of cardboard so it just directs the heat away from me because it's so fucking warm. And it's a cheap. Ow, I forgot fan spin. Just gets so fucking hot, dude. It's insane.
What your PC or your?
Yeah, because
Oh,
that
okay.
computer you saw in the image, it's just
Yeah,
sitting there
yeah.
in a fucking like octopus of like tentacles covering it in wires.
My wheelbase hits 50 degrees Celsius.
Fucking
The
hell.
the case, the outer case, like in the wintertime, I could just sit here with my hands on it and keep myself warm.
Oh, that is scary.
Well,
I
it's
remember.
normal. Apparently, it's normal because the case it's such a little compact case, and there's no cooling in the case. There's no fan of any kind.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is kind of. But apparently,
I
it's
remember when
it's
I
normal.
apparently I remember when I didn't know how to set up force feedback on my wheel and I just had it constantly clipping. So basically, it was constantly at like full force. It would actually
Hmm.
start to have thermal throttling issues. Like it starts to get weaker.
Well,
Now I figured out how to actually make it work. It's
be,
fine, but
before I got into this and I was doing the research on what to get, that's all I read about the Thrustmaster T300 was overheat, 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 lose force feedback, lose force feedback. As soon as I got it, I found the mode to turn the fan on 100% of the time. I clicked that on. I never lost force feedback. but I also did the
Also,
research on how to set up the force feedback, and I understood what clipping was doing, and I tried to avoid that at all costs. Like I actually went into the when I got it onto the PC, and I was able to go into the control panel. I cranked that shit right up from 75 to 100, and then just made my adjustments in the game to make sure that I wasn't clipping. People would look at my in-game settings and be like, "Why are they so low?" Because I've got my control panel jacked up.
all I literally did was I got yelled at for a year, like stop making a clip. I just kept reducing it until it stopped clipping, and I just left it as is.
Well, even
It's
if you watch Jardier or what's his name, Niles, they both like a quick spike in the red isn't a big deal.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like to go to Watkins Glen and turn two. If I'm getting solid red through turn two, I'm not feeling any bumps. I know I need to turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, but if you're getting a spike through like getting over chicane
Well,
or like cutting over a curb,
turn two is
you're
such a
fine.
long high speed
Exactly.
turn. You want to feel the weight and the bumps. If you like, it's hard on a big TV to look over and see if you're clipping or not without
Oh
you
yeah, that's my
take
main
your
problem.
eyes
I
off
just
the
can't
road.
fucking tell because I have to like move my neck, which when you're going that fast is scary.
Yep. Yeah. So you just want to be able to feel it. Oh, I'm gonna take a break, have a smoke, I think. Oh, you bailed. The fucking
I'm probably gonna go make dinner. Then I'm just gonna log. Yeah, I'm gonna log off, go make dinner, and then do this fucking Talladega iRacing race if anyone shows up, and then go to bed.
well, I might jump into a practice server if there's people. All the guys that I race with on Monday are West Coast, so there's a good chance they're in a practice server somewhere. I got
Okay, so have fun.
I got a Porsche Cup race tomorrow with Odyssey, and then Sunday is that SRO qualifier round two at Red Bull in the rain, and then Monday I got GT3 GT. Oh yeah, you want to race Monday night?
Monday night. Let me check my schedule. What time Monday night? Let me
I think it's 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern. It's only a 30-minute race, but it's GT3 and GT4 at Olton Park.
I think I'm.
And that's actually what I'm gonna go drive. I'm taking the Audi, and driving the fucking GT4 Audi made me fall in love, and I think I might start driving the GT3 Audi. I bought
Huh,
the setup bundle for it.
I've I've never touched the Audi once,
It's
like in
like
anything.
it's a tight Porsche. like like you know how loose the
That's
Porsche is?
weird.
Oh dude, it like yeah, it's very weird. It drives like the Porsche, but you can hit the brakes. If that makes any sense. Like you can brake while
No,
you're turning,
yeah.
right? The
Again,
Porsche's just lifted.
I'm so used to brakes wanting to murder me. It's
Yeah,
like it's just my second nature.
for so long. And people are like, how do you get this thing to turn? Don't touch the brakes. Just lift.
All right, thank you. That was informative and useful.
Cool. Have
Good,
fun.
good
I'm
night.
I'm gonna have a cigarette and then do some more laps, I think.
Enjoy. Bye bye.
Thanks. Have a good one. So where the hell is everybody? Nobody, it's midnight. Uh, I need to change this to 720. Change the wheel. Audi. Let's go drive an Audi. That's good. Audi. Only one. Audi. Anybody? I'm gonna go take a quick break and then do some laps.